Oh, we got another glorious Trump moment here. This is a glorious Trump moment. This is from Mike Pompeo, or as I call him, Deflated Jabba the Hutt. He talks about how, remember when Trump met with Kim Jong-un? You can see the picture here. It was a big deal. And by the way, just so everybody knows, I was in favor of that. Why? Because I would much rather have some semblance of dialogue than like, boom, we're going to war. Or we're escalating towards war. Or we're doing new sanctions or whatever. No. Let's try to find an amicable, reasonable deal, path forward. I want to avoid war as much as possible. Especially because we got like 47 other wars going on right now, right? At the time, back when he was doing this, we had Iraq, we had Afghanistan. He was massively increasing the drone war. There's still the shadow war in Africa. There's Syria, and Trump was bragging about stealing the oil from Syria. Like, really, you want to add another country to this list? And by the way, if you take on North Korea, that also has implications about China, because China and North Korea are trading partners, and we're also a deep trading partner with China. So it's Pandora's box. You don't want to open it up. So this was a good thing. It was a good thing that he talked to him. Some people on the left were like, oh, it's like talking to Hitler and don't do that. It's like, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. Anyway, Trump had to explain Elton John Rocket Man reference to Kim Jong-un, insisted it was a compliment, per Mike Pompeo. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so here's what they say. Donald Trump had to explain his little rocket man reference to Kim Jong-un because the North Korean dictator did not understand what Trump insisted was a compliment, according to Mike Pompeo. In the book, Never Give an Inch, Fighting for the America I Love, Pompeo revealed Trump asked Kim Jong-un if he knew who Elton John was while they had lunch in 2018. I can see this perfectly. They're sitting there, Trump's like, Hey Kim, Your Majesty, do you know who Elton John is? Are you a fan of Elton John? I like Elton John. Do you like Elton John? He's like, looking at his translator like, what? Trump referred to Kim Jong-un as Little Rocket Man multiple times in 2017, and Pompeo reportedly explained that he meant the bizarre nickname as a compliment. The mocking nickname, of course, stemmed from John's hit song, Rocket Man. Quote, Trump said it was a great song and he intended the reference as a compliment, Pompeo recalled. So I'm sure you guys remember this. This was when they were beefing. Like Trump, you'd wake up one day and look on Twitter and Trump would be threatening war with North Korea. And he was doing it at like 4 a.m. while on the toilet. And you're like, oh my God, stop, for the love of God. He's like, don't ever threaten our people ever again. And he was saying Little Rocket Man derisively, like, there he is over there, Little Rocket Man. But then as soon as he meets him face to face, he's like, well, I meant it as a compliment. It was a compliment. We actually really like Little Rocket Man. Trump said it was a great song and he intended the reference as a compliment, Pompeo recalled. Jong-un responded by saying he was okay with being referred to as Rocket Man, but he did not appreciate Little. Oh my God, we live in a simulation. Why is this, like, this is real life and it sounds like a movie. If we went back to 2012 and I told you, hey, Trump's going to be president and there's going to be a story about him meeting with Kim Jong-un, the dictator in North Korea, and they're going to talk about how his nickname for him is Little Rocket Man, you'd be like, Kyle, what kind of peyote are you on? Because I want some of that. That's what you would tell me. That's what you would tell me. Oh, man. Rocket Man, okay. Little, not okay, he said. Little may have been an appropriate description, though, according to Pompeo. I watched from the meeting room and noticed immediately that my North Korean friend wore platform shoes that left him about a foot shorter than President Trump, at somewhere around 5'5". Chairman Kim could not afford to give an inch literally, the former Secretary of State wrote. Trump claimed in 2021 that he gave Jong-un a cassette of the Elton John song. He also declared it was a compliment then. I called you Rocket Man. That was great because I could see you. I could envisage you. You see, sitting like you sit on a horse, on a saddle, sitting on a rocket flying over Japan. He recalled to a Florida audience. Oh, this is great. This reminds me of, remember when Trump was giving those rallies and he got a lot of flack because in one of the rallies he goes, you know, look, we didn't see eye to eye at first, but then we exchanged letters with each other, and quite frankly, we fell in love. Me and Kim Jong-un fell in love. Like, sometimes I'm starting to warm to Corin's theory of, like, he's doing it to get attention on purpose. Because, yeah, when you look, like, really? You're going to say you and this vicious dictator, like, yeah, we fell in love. So you're looking for the outrage at that point, right? You have to be. You have to know that. What do you think? Even the more conservative allies, are they going to be like, we love it when our president falls in love with a dictator? Like, what do you expect to happen? Anyway. Oh, man. I love these little tidbits. By the way, final point. Mike Pompeo went after John Bolton because John Bolton wrote a tell-all book about his time in the Trump administration. And he said, oh, you're releasing classified information. You should be in jail, bro. He should be in jail, just not for that reason. And now Pompeo did the exact same thing. He released a book because he wants to run for president, too. And he was telling all this stuff behind the scenes, too. I mean, these people are unbelievable, man. They are unbelievable. Everybody I don't like is guilty of every bad thing. Even if I do the same thing, I'm free and clear. Just grow up. Be more adultish, like Trump and Kim Jong-un talking about the nickname Little Rocket Man. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.